Hey everyone, Teo here. Today I'm reviewing the Blackview S Pen Gen 2. So this is the stylus that's supposed to work with the Blackview Tab 18 tablet that I reviewed a few weeks ago. And yes, this pen has the same product name as the Samsung S Pen. And I'm not sure why this is Gen 2 because I don't know if there is a Gen 1. Price of this pen is US $39. Now this is not the $5 pen that is sold as a bundle on the tablet's product page. Now this pen is sold separately on its own product page. This pen supports slightly over 4,000 levels of pressure sensitivity. There is palm rejection, but there is no tilt sensitivity. The build quality of the pen is quite solid. The pen does not use Bluetooth and doesn't require pairing to work with the tablet. This pen has no side button for shortcuts, and I don't know whether replacement nibs are available for sale. This is a plastic pen tip with slight movement. This pen is powered by a battery, and that's the USB-C charging port. The battery life is advertised to be around 90 hours, and you can fully charge the pen in 90 minutes. The design of the pen is almost cylindrical, except there is this flat side here that allows the pen to attach magnetically to the side of the tablet. The magnet isn't that strong, so be careful not to knock the pen off the tablet. The pen glides quite smoothly on the tablet. So this is ideal for writing because when you're writing, you want to write fast, but when drawing, you want a bit more control. So this will take some time to get used to. The display is laminated, so there is almost no gap between the line and the pen tip. There is, of course, still the latency gap as the line is trying to catch up with the pen. There is slight cursor misalignment depending on how you hold the pen. So if you hold the pen almost vertically, the line will be directly beneath the pen tip. However, if you hold the pen at an angle, which most people do, the line will offset a few pixels to, in this case, the right side. And if you are left-handed, the line will offset a few pixels to the left side. There are apps that can let you adjust for cursor misalignment, and the two that I know of are Clip Studio Paint, which is this app that I'm using, and Ibis Paint X. So depending on where the cursor is misaligned, on the left or on the right, in this case you can just correct for the cursor misalignment using the preferences. So after adjusting for cursor misalignment, the line will now be directly beneath the pen tip. And notice as the pen tip is near the display, there is the hovering cursor. Now whether or not you can see the cursor will depend on the app you use. So for Clip Studio Paint, you can actually choose to show or hide the cursor. Time for some line tests. This app is Medibank Paint, and that's how thick the brush is. So now I want to draw thin lines by drawing with minimal pressure. So let's see. Notice that dot at the start. Notice the diagonal line wobble. And notice I cannot draw thin lines easily. So this pen has difficulty drawing thin lines because this pen is not great at detecting minimal pressure. So if you want to draw thin lines, you have to adjust the brush size manually. And once again, you can see the diagonal line wobble or jitter, which obviously will affect accuracy when drawing. So this pen is not as convenient compared to pens that are really sensitive, where you can draw thin and thick lines just by adjusting your pressure that you apply. For this pen, to do the same, you have to adjust the brush size manually. Let's look at line taper. The taper is not that sharp, so the line taper is actually not that great. Let's look at the line transition from thin to thick. So because this pen is not that sensitive, it's difficult to get the thin and thick line variation. There are no issues with drawing dots. Now this is a hard tip, so when you tap on the display, you can hear the tapping sound. Let me draw something very quickly while I talk about drawing experience. So I want to draw a building just to test and see whether my lines will be affected by diagonal line wobble. And I will say yes. If you have to draw straight lines, diagonal straight lines, your lines will definitely be affected by diagonal line wobble. Notice my palm is resting on the display. Palm rejection works fine. I am having difficulty drawing the thin lines because this pen is not that sensitive. So if I want to draw thin lines, as mentioned earlier, I need to reduce the brush size manually. The drawing experience, I would say, is quite fluid. There is the latency lag, but for drawing purposes, at least for me, it's not a big issue. The bigger issue here is the diagonal line wobble. I am able to join the lines without gaps or overshooting, so that's great. Yeah. So for this pen and the tablet, you will have to know the limitations in order to work around the limitations. I like how big the tablet is. By the way, if you have not checked out my review for this tablet, the link is in the video description below. This tablet, the Blackview Tab 18, in my opinion, is one of the best budget tablets in the market in 2024 right now at its price point. So this is my quick sketch. This is not a pen I would recommend for professional art, but for quick sketches, casual drawing, it works fine. And now let's look at note-taking. So this app is Microsoft OneNote, and Microsoft OneNote is a free app that can be used for note-taking. Now this app actually supports pressure sensitivity, but because the pen is not that sensitive, so it's difficult to see the thin and thick line variation. I would say the app is sort of able to capture my handwriting style, but it's not that accurate. Latency is alright for writing. Now the lack of the side button can be quite inconvenient, especially for writing, because sometimes when I want to erase, I can't just press a button and erase. I have to select the eraser and erase and switch back to the pen to write again. For this pen, I notice if I write too fast, my handwriting will not look good. So for this pen, I have to write a bit slower for my handwriting to look better. This next app is Incredible Pro. The thin and thick lines you see are applied by software and not by pressure. And this app is able to capture my handwriting more accurately. My handwriting looks better with this app. Alright, to conclude. This pen performs just like a typical active Android stylus. I wasn't surprised by the diagonal line wobble. So I would say this pen is still good enough for taking notes, casual drawing or sketching, but not good enough or not accurate enough for creating professional art. And there is also no tilt sensitivity, which I use quite often, and there is no side button. Alright, so if you guys are interested to buy this pen, you can check out the affiliate links that I have for you in the video description below.